Sean, can you tell us a little bit about Abigail?
She's eager to please. She obeys. She's housebroken. She knows all the commands. Just a sweet dog all around. Sweet dog all around.
Can you kind of talk about what the experience is like being a handler or a trainer in this program?
It's rejuvenating. You know, it's more or less where you come from a hardened background and then you're placed with a responsibility in your hands. And you pour all of it into it. And I know one of the trainers said earlier that, you know, don't get it mixed up between a trainer and an owner. But it's almost impossible not to fall in love with what you're raising, you know, what you're training.
What have you noticed in yourself since you started participating in this program?
I'm more outgoing with others other than the dogs now. Basically my social skills as far as communicating with those that's in the community back in the prison. Before the dog program, we all had positions before this, and within the process, I opened up to a lot of guys that's in the community back there, and I look at it as a good thing. I became a better person. It's made me a better person.
Why did you decide to become involved in this program?
I've always had a thing for dogs. You know, before I came to prison, I had dogs, and I seen dogs being handled in the wrong manner and being taken down the wrong direction. And with seeing these dogs, the first group of dogs I wasn't part of, but I got a chance to see them get off the bus, come in here, and they look like some of the same abused dogs that came from where I came from. I just want to help them.
Tell me a little bit about the characteristics of your dog, breed versus the way she is.
It's a stereotype on that breed. We all know the pit bull story behind it, as far as whether they fight dogs, this, that, and another. But it's the trainers. They're eager to please, they're eager to learn, and they're not unpredictable. Everything that they do is by training. You know, with Abby, anybody could tell her to sit, anybody could tell her to down. You could do sit mama. Down. These things that she's trained to do versus her fighting is what you put into the dog, is what you get out the dog. If you put love into these dogs, that's what you're going to get back. Sit, mama. Down. You want to get some belly? Can I get some belly? Can I get some belly? That's a good girl. Yes, a good girl.
All right, Nick, can you tell me why you decided to participate in this program?
It was more out of curiosity. I never thought a million years you would see dogs in prison. And then once I actually got a part of the program, it was just a totally different view. Like I told you before, these dogs come from a place where we literally save their lives. You never know what's going to happen to them, how they come here, malnutrition, all the things that they come here with, and then you get them, save their lives, and actually give them a chance at a better life. And I kind of can relate to that in my own self, how you come to prison to kind of change your own life and make yourself better so you can be a productive citizen, and when you get out of here too.
Tell me a little bit about the background with this dog.
She is a Mastiff Pyrenees mix. She is still a puppy. When we got her, she was 7 months old. She was completely and totally terrified of doorways and hallways. You would almost literally have to drag her to get her through any kind of door or hallways. But it was just repetition, constantly over and over praising her and just making her do it. And no matter what, even if she didn't want to do it, you had to make sure that she would do it, because then you're saying it's okay not to do it. And now she is able to get through it. I mean, prison is full of doorways and hallways. So it's been just a big change for her to be able to go where she was from day one to where she is now.
About how many hours a day do you work with the dog?
It is nonstop. I mean, because you are constantly always with these dogs. When they do count time, they're in their kennels. But without that, you are always working on these dogs, sitting, downing, constantly, because they want to get into things. They're dogs. They want to be dogs, so they're going to try to get into things. So you're constantly teaching them things. We take an hour out of every day, and we actually go do the training things in the gym and go through their basic trainings with them. But, I mean, it's a 24-hour day job with these dogs.
Tell me about the canine citizenship test.
It's the CGC. It's to get these dogs certified. What it is, it's 10 basic tests. Walking on a leash, sit stays, downed, coming when called, accepting a friendly stranger, grooming, distractions. There's 10 things that they have to go by, and once they pass, they become canine good citizens. And that's one of our main goals here is canine good citizens and for these dogs to get adopted.
Have you noticed a change in yourself since you started this program?
Yes, patience. These dogs, you have to have a lot of patience with them. Each dog has their own personality and different things about them. They like to get into things, and dogs are going to be dogs. And to extort the patience that you need with these dogs, it takes a lot of patience. I'm a person that never really had very good patience, and they have taught me a lot with that. From the very beginning, a lot of people never thought that this program would be able to do what it's done. There was a lot of doubt. You always heard from people, and no one really thought this program would do well, and I think it has done unbelievable. You constantly are at people in prison seeing dogs, and it just brings a glow to their face that people haven't seen dogs in 20 or 30 years, and then they get to see and pet a dog. And to be able to save these dogs' lives, to be able to get them to see the day that they graduate, to go to another house and live there, it's unbelievable. You can't ask for anything more. Gia, down.
We got a lot of big dogs right now, and they don't
Down.
use some of our agility equipment. So we're
Good girl.
trying to get some.
Good girl. Up. Shake again. Shake. Good girl. Good girl.
Kind of tell me why you decided to get involved in this program.
Just to do something positive. There's been negative stuff my whole life, and about time I took responsibility for something and started doing something positive.
Now, you're 2 weeks into the program.
Yes.
What has it been like this far for you?
Exciting, I guess. It's every day is something different with the dog. He's a handful sometimes, but he's a loving handful. He wants to play a lot, always trying to kiss on people, but it's been good. It's looking forward to more of it.
Is the dog changing your mentality and your outlook?
Yes, it's made me want to be better at everything.
Were you a patient person before?
Not really. Now I have to be patient because it takes steady repetition on things to get the dog to do or to understand what it is that I want him to do. And he's taught me a lot of patience, which is a good thing.
Do you feel an attachment developing towards the dog?
Yes, very much attachments to a dog. You're in here with no physical contact with nobody, and someone that you, or a dog, or a pet, and they're not even pets, but you get to know them as, what they are.
In your opinion, is this program successful, and would you recommend it at all institutions?
Yes, I think it makes a better class of inmates also, but any chance you can get to help give back to something, or should be something for the positive for any camp. I'd recommend for every camp.
Not just the handlers that are handling the dogs every day, but have you noticed when the dogs come into contact with maybe other offenders, does it change their mentalities and their outlooks too?
Oh yes, they suddenly seem a little happier. It's like a spark of sunshine, I guess, in here. It's makes everybody a little more softer, show a little bit more of their heart. Big changes whenever their dogs are around any of us. This dog here, Boots, he's a real friendly dog. Needs, good family to go home to. But not been adopted yet. But he's gonna make someone a good family dog. Good with he has no aggressions at all. So he's gonna be a real loving dog for somebody's family.
So you don't know what kind of surroundings that they're going to be living in. So our best thing is teach them the basics and to be able to get them so they get adopted so that they don't go back to the kennel. That's our biggest thing, is that we can teach them the things they know so they don't ever go back to the kennel. And she's going to go into a farm and run and play and have the best time of her life. And that's all we can ask for.